Hello everyone, welcome to my channel. In today's video, I'll share with you how to draft a bustier with plunging neckline. It's going to be a quick, easy to follow, beginners friendly tutorial. So if you're interested in all of this, please call me and let's get started. This is my shoulder line, so I'll place my tape now on this shoulder line and impute my other measurement. Shoulder to chest line is 8 inches, shoulder to bust is 10 inches, shoulder to under bust 13 inches, shoulder to half length 15.5. I'll go ahead and draw a straight line on this measurement. Note that these measurements are not constant, and I'll advise you take your own accurate measurement before you start drafting your pattern. Now that I'm done drawing the lines, I'll go ahead and label. This is the chest line, this is the bust point, this is the under bust, and this is the half length. Now the star we are trying to make is a half length and not a full blouse. The next thing I'll do now, go ahead and impute the shoulder measurement divided by 2. I'll also impute the neck width of 3 inches. Then I'll come to the chest line and impute the shoulder measurement. I'll mark the 7 inches on the chest line and connect from that 7 inches at the chest line up to the shoulder measurement. Now this line now is my armhole depth. I'll come to this armhole depth and come down by 1 inch and connect from that 1 inch to the neck width. Now that we are done with that, the next thing we'll do now is to create the armhole. And in order to do that, I'll impute the bust measurement divided by 4 on the chest line. And I'll place the tape from that shoulder slant to and down to mark the midpoint there. And I'll now go in 0.5 inch at that midpoint. Then I'll connect from that shoulder slant to the midpoint, from the midpoint to the chest line measurement. Now that I'm done with the armhole, I'll go ahead now and create my dart. On this bust point, I'll come out by 4 inches, which is my bust span measurement divided by 2. I'm going to mark that on the bust point, on the bust, and also the half length. I'll go ahead now and create my dart line. I am going to extend the dart to my shoulder. In order to do that, I'll look for the midpoint at the shoulder slant. I'll mark it and connect from that midpoint down to my dart. Now that I'm done creating my dart line, the next thing I'll do now is to tighten my under bust and over bust. In order to do the under bust, at the center front I'll come out by 0.5 inch, and at the side front I'll come out by 1.5. After I mark the measurement, I will now connect down to the half length. At this bust point, I'll come down by 0.5 inch. Then I'll connect from that 0.5 inch to the under bust at the center front and also at the side front. Now for the center front, I used ruler to connect it. For the side front, I'll use a French curve to connect it. And yeah, our under bust is ready. So the next thing I'm going to do now is to create the over bust dart. In order to do that, I'll come up 3 inches from the chest line. I'll mark, then at that 3 inches I'll come out 0.75. I'll do the same thing for the other side. Then I'll come to this bust point and come up 0.5 inch. Then I'll connect from that 0.5 inch all the way to the 0.75. After I connect, I'm going to make sure that there is no sharp effect here, so I'm just going to blend it with the French curve. Once I'm done with that, I also connect from that 0.5 inch to the 0.75 at the other side, and my over bust dart is ready. Now that I'm done with my dart, I'll go ahead and create the yoke. So I'll connect from this dart leg and blend it into the armhole this way. I'll also come to the center front and come out by 2 inches from the center front. Then I'll connect from that 2 inches to the second dart leg this way. The next thing I'll do now is to create a plunging neckline. Now this depending on how deep I want my plunging neckline to be. For this one, I'll come up 2 inches from the half length. Then I'll connect from the 2 inches at the dart leg. And if you've watched this point, thank you very much. I am super grateful. Please drop a heart for me on the comment section. Let me know you watched this point. I'll go ahead now and blend it in this way to have that sleek look for our plunging neckline. I'll go ahead now and impute the round bodice measurement. Remember, I impute the chest line measurement, which is the bust circumference divided by 4, and I'll replace the over bust that I measured it is about 1.5 inch. I'll replace that. On the bust measurement, I'll also impute the bust divided by 4. I also add the 1.5 inch at the bust line. Then on the under bust, I impute the under bust measurement divided by 4 and replace the dart allowance by 2. For the half length, I will impute the waist measurement divided by 4 and replace the dart that I took. I measured this dart, it's about 2 inches. I'm done with the round bodice measurement, and I've also added the allowance I took for the dart. So I'll go ahead now and connect all the measurement. I'll connect from the chest line to the bust, from the bust under bust, then down to the half length. Now that I'm done connecting, the next thing I'm going to do now is to add the sewing allowance. I'll add the sewing allowance of 1.5 inch on all the lines. I'll now connect it with the straight ruler, and as you can see, our pattern is looking so fine. So I'll come up 0.5 inch from this half length and connect it this way. So this is the center front, this is the side front, and this will be our yoke. So I can't leave the neckline this way. I'm going to impute a round neckline. I'll come down by 3 inches from the shoulder, then I'll connect from that 3 inches to the neck width, and the yoke is ready. So I'll go ahead now and cut out this pattern for you to see what it looks like. Please pay attention to how I cut it so that you also cut yours the same way. This part that I cross out now will be the part that will eliminate while I cut the pattern. Well, first of all, cut out the bodice before I go ahead and cut out the neckline. So now I'll cut out this round neckline as first. I'll cut out the shoulder slant, cut out the armhole, then I'll now cut out the side. Please watch how I cut out the remaining parts, and if you watch this point, thank you very much. Please drop a heart for me on the comment section. Let me know you've watched this point, and don't forget to hit the like button and subscribe. Please don't go anywhere because I'm not done yet. I'll be drafting the back bodies, and while I'm cutting, I hope I'm not too fast. If it's too fast, please drop your feedback so that we'll work on that next time. And this is our final pattern, so I'll go ahead now and draft the back bodies for you to see. This is the pattern paper I'll use for the back bodies, and this is the zipper allowance, and this is the shoulder line. I left about 1.5 inch for the zipper allowance. I'll place my tip from the shoulder line to mark the shoulder to chest line, shoulder to bust, shoulder to under bust, and shoulder to our half length, which is also the waistline. Once I'm done with that, I'll draw a straight line across those measurements. Once I'm done with the line, I'll go ahead and label. This is the chest line, the bust line, the under bust, and the half length, which is also known as the waistline. After that, I'll go ahead and impute the darts. I'll use the bust span measurement divided by 2. I'll mark on the chest line and the other lines. Now, for these back bodies, I'm starting my dart line on this chest line. Once I'm done marking the bust span measurement, I'll go ahead and draw a straight line. The thing I'll do now is to take the waist dart. I'll take 0.5 inch on each side of the dart line, then I'll come down 0.5 inch from the chest line, then I'll connect from that chest line down to the 0.5 inch on each side of this line. So now I'll go ahead and impute the shoulder measurement divided by 2. Any measurement I'm going to impute on this pattern is going to be from the zipper allowance. So I'll go ahead now also mark the neck width of 3 inches. Then I'll come to the chest line and also mark the shoulder measurement divided by 2. Then I'll connect from the shoulder measurement on the shoulder line down to the shoulder measurement on the chest line. Next thing I'll do is to create my shoulder slope. I'll come down 1 inch from the shoulder line and connect to the neck width this way. And I hope the tutorial is not too fast. If it is, please let me know in the comment section so that we'll take it slow next time. So next thing I'll do now is to mark the midpoint of the armhole depth. Then I'll place my tape across the chest line and impute the bust measurement divided by 4. This is basically the same thing we did from the front bodies, but the difference here is that I'm not going in by 0.5 in the midpoint of the armhole. I also mark the midpoint of the shoulder and connect from the dart line up to the shoulder slant this way. I'll impute the round bodice measurement, that's the bust circumference divided by 4 on the bust line, the under bust circumference divided by 4 on the under bust line. After I impute the under bust circumference, I'll replace the dart I took there. You see, if you don't replace the dart, you have a short pattern by the time you are done. So on this half length, I'll impute the waist circumference divided by 4. I'll also replace the dart I took of 1 inch. Then I'll impute sewing allowance on the chest line, sewing allowance of 1.5, and I'll do the same thing on all the lines. Once I'm done, I'll connect all the measurements, the chest line to the bust, to the under bust, and to the waist. And I also do the same thing for the allowance. Now that I'm done with all of the measurement, I will come up to the neckline and impute a round neckline measurement. I'll come down by 1.5 inch, then I'll connect from the neck width down to that 1.5 inch to create the neckline. For these back bodies, if I don't want a yoke, I'll just leave it this way. But if I want a yoke, I'll come up 3 inches from the chest line. I'll draw a straight line across the 3 inches. From this 3 inches upwards will be the yoke. And if I want my yoke to have a keyhole, I can just come down to 3 inches from the neckline to create a keyhole for the back bodies. And if I don't want the line at this part to be straight, I can use a French curve to connect it this way. You can choose either you want the straight or the curvy line. Anyone you prefer is still fine. So in order to eliminate a possible zipper bulge, I'll come in by 0.5 inch and connect from that 0.5 inch all the way up. Once I'm done with that, I'll connect it this way and shade out this part. When I'm cutting, I'm going to cut out this part out. And I hope you've enjoyed this tutorial so far. Please don't forget to hit the like button and let me know what your thoughts in the comment section. So I'll go ahead now, cut it out. Please pay attention to how I cut it out, so that when you are cutting yours, you achieve the same result. Now if you notice, when I'm cutting the yoke, I cut out the curved part. If you want the straight part, then it should be the straight part you will cut out. And this is what the back bodies look like after cutting. Thanks for watching. Like and subscribe for more. See you in my next video.